Hi, it's Felicia Slattery, and I'm here with one of my favorite clients, Dr. Alfred Poor. And Alfred and I were just chatting a couple of minutes before we got started here, and we're going to do some fancy editing because he was all excited about something he had to tell me about. So you'll get to hear that in the midst of all this. But Alfred, so we're here, as you know, I'm just kind of gathering some video testimonials, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you can share with other people about what it's like to work with me as a coach.
Okay, great. I've been thinking about it, and probably the number one word that comes to mind is generous. You're very generous with your knowledge and experience, and you share. You also have a great creative streak, and you do a really wonderful job of sharing ideas on the fly. It's such a generous. It's a real rich experience working with you and getting a lot of great ideas.
Oh, thank you. And so talk about a little bit some of the results, because when you came to me, you wanted to do more speaking. That was your thing, is you wanted to get in front of more people and make more money at it. And so talk a little bit about how that's been working for you. Oh, look, that's a check. It's an upside-down check, and we'll take it every day.
That's a big check.
Nice.
And I was just last week. I was out in Edwardsville, Illinois, talking at the Southern Illinois University there.
And where do you live?
I live in Pennsylvania.
Okay. So we don't want people to think like, well, because I used to live in Illinois. Like,
this is not Chicagoland.
Drive around Illinois.
No, this is airplane travel. So, had 2 engagements there. Spoke once to faculty and staff and once to students, and went over very big, which was great. And actually, I'm going right back out in a couple of weeks to Springfield.
How about that?
Oddly enough, and I'll be talking at the University of Illinois Springfield. Again, faculty, a session for faculty and a session for students. So it's things are beginning to pick up and roll, and I've been picked up to be represented by a speakers bureau, which is very nice.
Now, did you reach out to them, or did they reach out to you?
I initiated it.
Okay.
I made the connection with the person on LinkedIn, and about 2 or 3 years ago, and they said, well, we're interested, but we're wait until January. We can talk then. And then January was, well, we're not taking any more speakers on right now. And so then what happened was the speaker bureau person was interviewed online, and I happened to be happened to see it, the link go by or whatever, and I tweeted, congratulations, great article, or great interview, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And they came back and said, we'd like to represent you.
How about that?
So it was a combination of hanging in, not bugging them, but then also using social media, not to ask for it, but rather just to help the rising tide float everybody's boat, and support them, and so it turned around to come back, and now they're representing me. So that's kind of cool.
One of the other things that you have been doing in that time, because I know you have, is you've been building up your website. You've been building your videos that you have, and your photos, and your your online credibility, so that speakers bureau, when they saw that tweet, they were like, who is this guy? And they could click on and kind of check you out and say, hey, well, all right, we want to represent him.
So when they were interested, here's a story you're going to appreciate. So when they were interested, they said, well, let me see your one sheet. And I said, well, I don't have a one sheet. I have one sheets for each talk, because I believe it's like resumes. You need to have it targeted for what you're going after.
Right.
And so I sent them to them, and they said, oh, well, these are great, but we want them with our contact information on it, not yours. It took me literally 10 minutes to change them all because I was using your templates.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's just so easy. Just go in, edit them, save them again as PDFs, and send them out. So your template saved me a day's work. Easy.
That's awesome. And helped you get represented by the speakers bureau.
Yep. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love
Yep.
that. Is it safe and fair to say that you recommend to people that they should
Absolutely.
work with me?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's definitely been good return on value. So,
Oh, good.
um, very happy with working with you in a bunch of different ways. You know, we've worked on a bunch of different kinds of projects.
Yeah, for at least a couple of years now.
It's more than a couple.
Coming up to 3 or 4,
That
maybe.
that meeting in the coffee shop near Philadelphia was at least 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. It's been
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It does.
Well, good. Well, thanks so much for being here. I'm going to stop the record button now, and we'll chat privately for just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.